I'm Dr. Vanita Rattan. I'm a doctor, but also a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of colour. So today I've got with me Dr. Serena Segal, who is a cosmetic dentist and will be teaching us about electric toothbrushes. Are they worth it? How do you use it? Mistakes made? How much should you be spending on it? Side effects of using it versus manual, age you can start, etc. So I've got lots of questions to ask on this particular topic. And again, as you already know, I've got an Instagram account called Skincare by Dr. V and Dr. Vanita Rattan. And on there, I asked you what questions you wanted me to ask, and these were your top ones when it came to electric toothbrushes. So if that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up. Let's dive right in. Right, so the first question I've got is, how do you choose an electric toothbrush? Because honestly, if you go onto Amazon in basically every country, you type in electric toothbrushes and you'll have
as many as
20, 30 of them at least. And they've all got different reviews, and actually you don't know which one is better than what. Are you looking at price? Are you looking at reviews? What should you be looking for? And what your favourite ones are?
Okay, amazing question. So there's a few kind of key features which I think are non-negotiable when choosing an electric. The first thing is a pressure sensor.
Okay.
It is so important to use a pressure sensor when you brush. If you are someone who scrubs and aggressively brushes, you will actually cause gum recession and you will cause your enamel to wear away. So you need to use a pressure sensor, because guaranteed everyone that uses a manual toothbrush will actually scrub too hard. So electric toothbrush with a pressure sensor, that's number one. The second thing is that it has a rotating head.
Okay.
That's really important, because also the action of the toothbrush will remove a lot of plaque effectively. So it's called an oscillating head.
Okay.
So pressure sensor, oscillating head, and ideally a timer so that it's inbuilt, because a lot of people don't time themselves when they brush, and you should be brushing for 2 minutes a day. So inbuilt timer, pressure sensor, and a rotating oscillating head.
Wow. Did you get that? So just make it easy for us. Which one should we be buying?
Yeah, so there's loads, but I would recommend an Oral-B electric toothbrush. They're really, really good. You get them on Amazon. They're very popular, very easy to use, lightweight and stuff. So I think Oral-B is probably the best brand that I've used so far.
So would you say that's the beginner toothbrush, or is there like an advanced version, or which one would you, are there different options?
There are loads of different options. There's a Genius, there's a Genius Plus, there's a Pro, there's a Pro Plus. There's the latest one, which is the IO electric toothbrush. Now, this is really, really good. It's really nice. It's really high tech. It is the more expensive option. So I would say that any electric Oral-B toothbrush is really good, but it depends on how much you are kind of willing to spend on an electric toothbrush.
Yeah. So when I went to my dentist, they basically told me to buy it. So here is one I bought earlier. Not that I've used it. It's literally the cleanest toothbrush ever. I'm glad. It's just like for today, just to show you how to use it. So Serena's going to show us how to be actually using our toothbrush, because apparently for 38 years, I've been brushing wrong, so it's going to be really helpful. Okay, so the next question is price range, because I have seen when I was buying my toothbrushes, that there's such a big variety from cheap to expensive and middle range. What sort of price are you looking at that you would recommend for a good electric toothbrush?
So a good electric toothbrush, an Oral-B one, is about £60 to £70 on Amazon. The IO, full price, it's £250, which is very expensive.
Yeah.
But I believe that there's always some deal on Amazon, so it's always worthwhile looking on there. Okay. And Boots normally have sales, so they can drop to about £100, £150. I don't know how much you got it for.
I actually don't even know. Do you know, I'm such a shopaholic. This is like one of my biggest flaws. I'm just like, someone tells me I need something, I'll just buy it. And I'm like, don't even think about anything.
But think of it as an investment.
Yeah.
Investment. And buying a good electric toothbrush is an investment in oral health, because you will spend less money going to the dentist, fixing dental problems, having cavities, things like that. Yeah. So think of it as an investment and something that you will use forever, and you just need to change your heads.
Yeah, exactly. So it actually ends up working out quite inexpensive.
So true.
Because of the heads, actually. It's
so true.
Because manual toothbrushes, no matter what, you're going to have to
keep replacing it all the time,
thing,
which is also bad for the environment. If you keep disposing of a manual toothbrush every 3 months, which you should, because even with an electric, you need to change your head every 3 months. Yeah. So imagine how much plastic you're wasting.
Yeah. Okay, so when I first purchased my electric toothbrush, I was using my electric toothbrush as if it was a manual toothbrush, and I was almost just doing the same motion. And then I got told that that's wrong. So would you like to teach us how to use an electric toothbrush versus a manual toothbrush?
Amazing. I love this question. Okay, so a manual toothbrush, you have to do all the work. So you need to hold it, you need to rotate it, you need to apply the correct amount of pressure by somehow guessing, genuinely, because no one ever tells you how much pressure you should be using. So you need to use the right amount of pressure, angle it in a certain way, get right towards the back. So it's really hard. When you're brushing your teeth, it's first thing in the morning when you're tired, last thing at night when you're tired. You are not going to be doing the best job you can if you're using a manual. So that's why just choosing an electric, it makes life easier for you. So let's demonstrate.
I have to open my mouth.
No, I'll pretend. Okay, so with an electric, all you do is literally press on. That's it. Now, there will be a green light when you're applying the right amount of pressure, and red when you're pressing too hard. You see that?
Yeah.
So green is when you're applying the right amount of pressure, red's too hard. Can you see?
Yeah.
Green, so that's the amount of pressure you're supposed to be using.
Okay.
And all you need to do is hold it. That's it. Don't scrub it.
Okay.
Just hold it between the tooth and the gum.
Okay.
Between your tooth and the gum. It's really important that you brush your gums.
Okay.
And then hold it for about 5 seconds and move it on to the next surface.
Right.
Yeah? And make sure you're always in the green zone. That's the correct amount of pressure.
Okay.
And you brush and it will tell you. It will tell you there's a timer there. So it will tell you when you've done 2 minutes. But ideally you want to be spending about 30 seconds per quadrant. So it's basically 30 seconds on the top left, 30 seconds top right, 30 seconds top right, bottom right, 30 seconds bottom left.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Amazing. And is there an age range on this? Like, should it be for a specific age, this particular toothbrush?
So as soon as kids have kind of got their first adult teeth, they can start using an electric toothbrush.
From the first adult tooth?
From the first adult tooth.
Guess whose tooth just fell out last night?
Who's?
Josh.
Oh!
My 5-year-old. His tooth fell out.
Oh, bless, for the first time.
Yeah.
Did the tooth fairy come?
The tooth fairy came. You know what? So he's got a big older sister, and Sienna she's crafty, that one. So we basically, in our family, so you know how every family's got its own fairies?
Yeah.
Our family likes to have a throne outside where they make a throne, which is like a towel, make it look beautiful, and they put the tooth in there. And then Sienna started writing questions and started interrogating the poor fairy, my family's fairies. So she would write a list of 10 questions, and then she would cross-analyze them for every tooth to make sure they were consistent. So then she started teaching Josh this last night. I was like, oh, stop. Because almost had all the teeth that come out, and I've finished the gauntlet. I thought I've done such a good job. I was such a good mum. And then she's starting with Josh now. I'm like, no.
Oh, no. She needs to teach him something. She's putting him straight.
It's so funny. Yeah, so I'm getting really poor with every tooth that falls out. So right, so I can give Josh an electric toothbrush now.
Of course you can. Yeah, of course you can.
Wow.
But only if they like it. So
Okay.
some kids are obviously, they are more willing to use it. Sometimes they don't like the vibrations, they don't like the sensation until they get a bit older.
Yeah.
So I would say introduce it maybe when they're about 7, see how they feel. But yeah, from the age of 12, that's when you've got kind of all your adult teeth.
Right.
Then you definitely should be using an electric.
So with braces, because Sienna really needs braces, can I start earlier than 12, or is 12 like the age where you can look at
No,
braces?
you can be using earlier, definitely. Again, it's just much easier to use.
Okay.
It does everything for you. So it's actually, with kids, it's a no-brainer.
Okay.
If you ask them to brush it with a manual, they're likely not to be doing a 100% good job. But with an electric, it does everything for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it really gives them empowerment as well. Sienna feels like she's using a similar toothbrush to me. So she's got an electric toothbrush, and she feels like she's an adult, and she, can teach Josh how to brush his teeth.
Yeah.
Literally last night, she
Learn
said, I
from
know
your older
everything.
sister. Learn from the women.
Okay, so the next question is, what are the side effects of using an electric toothbrush?
None. If you use it properly.
Okay.
If you are always in the red zone when you brush your teeth and you're scrubbing it too hard, and if you're moving your electric toothbrush around and using it like a manual, it's not going to do its job. If you do it properly and ask your dentist to show you, it seems like a really simple thing how to brush your teeth, and people don't want to be shown because it seems like such a simple thing, but actually there's a way to do it, and if you perfect that, it will save you a lot of time and money from your dentist and hygienist. So it's good to get those good habits kind of strong and right from the beginning.
Yeah. One thing that really surprised me was actually, so because of the curvature of your tooth, so it's like it literally comes out like this. So the dentist actually told me, you're actually meant to follow the curve of the tooth, and each tooth has got 5 sides. I never thought of a tooth having 5 sides. So she literally said 1, 2 inside, 3, and then in between 4, 5 between the teeth as well. So when you're flossing, and each tooth needs to be cleaned every day in that manner. But again, who teaches you that? You know, this is the sort of thing that you learn at 5 years old, and you just sort of learning from your parents who probably didn't get any official education on, you know, brushing their teeth on all 5 sides. So it just gets passed down actually until we improve it, and then we teach our children the correct method.
So true.
But yeah, do you teach? You must obviously teach all your clients.
The thing is, it depends how big the tooth is, right? Usually the size of the head correlates kind of the size of the tooth, roughly.
Okay.
So when you hold it, it naturally, and because of the way that the bristles are, some are kind of lower down than others, then naturally it will brush your tooth in the right curvature. So yeah. So that the technology is kind of inbuilt within the design of the toothbrush head. So it's really clever. Yeah, it's about the size of your tooth, right?
I've got such big teeth. You've got such cute dinky teeth.
No, I've got quite long teeth.
Have you?
Yeah, I've got quite long teeth.
They all look perfect.
I hope so. I'm a dentist. They need to be.
This is the thing. You know, when you're the expert in your field, that thing had better be good.
Better be good. Otherwise, no patients are coming to me.
And anytime anyone sees me in real life, they're like searching my face. Any lines or pores. I'm like, I'm still a human.
Yeah, you're still a human. Yeah, it's so true.
So the next question is, should you brush your teeth before or after breakfast? Because we hear different things from, you know, different people, but this is a really important question.
Yes. Always brush before. Now, you can brush after breakfast, but you need to wait half an hour after you eat to brush your teeth. The reason being is because every time you eat, your mouth goes in an acidic state. If you brush your teeth straight away, essentially you're brushing acid on your teeth, and over time you can actually wear your teeth away. So you need to wait for half an hour, and then your mouth just naturally neutralizes again, and then you can brush your teeth. But I just think there's so much plaque, so much bacteria that's been building up overnight. It's best first thing in the morning before breakfast to get rid of all that plaque, and then you're ready for your day.
Yeah. As what's a normal pH of the mouth?
It's about 7.
Okay, so neutral pH.
So neutral pH,
okay.
yeah.
So it's actually a higher pH than your skin even.
Slightly, slightly, yeah. But in an acidic state is anything kind of less than 5, which, so even no matter what you eat, even alkaline foods, they can still cause some sort of acid demineralization on your teeth.
Why is that? How does that work?
It just, every time the pH drops, and the more times it does that again and again, and if you eat and you snack a lot, then the pH drops again and again. It just does. It's just due to do with salivary gland and the calcium that they release and things like that.
So it's actually not due to the food in terms of, like, say for example you eat lemon, which is in a pH of about 2, versus say you have I don't know, bread with a similar pH to 7. With the pH drops.
Good question. With acidic foods, it drops much less. With more alkaline foods, it still drops, but just not as much. But it still drops. So if you're snacking throughout the day, let's say you have a piece of bread every half an hour, that is still going to keep dropping the pH repeatedly.
Okay, that makes perfect sense actually. So interesting. So when I went on my hunt, when I first realised that actually electric toothbrushes were the way forward, then I started purchasing electric flossing too. But actually, I don't know which is better, to be honest. I don't know if electric flossing is better than manual flossing. What do you think?
So manual flossing is amazing. Electric flossing is also amazing. It's also more expensive. So if you're looking for something more sustainable and the cheaper option, then manual flossing is just as good. But electric flossing is easy to use. Some people don't like the feeling of it because it's like a high pressure water, which basically squirts in your mouth and you have to keep spitting it out. I personally prefer manual. I've used both. But personally, the feel of flossing to me, I like it. I actually don't like the sensation of a water flosser too much. So to be honest, it's all personal preference. Personally, for me, I just like manual flossing.
You know how they say you shouldn't wash you shouldn't spit or put water back into your mouth after you brush your teeth? This is another important question. So you want the fluoride to sit on the tooth, right? So if you're using then an electric flosser, which is gushing a jet of water back into the mouth, are you removing that fluoride from the tooth as well, or not?
Not really, because the way that you use it, you have to put it so close to the contact of your teeth, so it doesn't really wash off the fluoride. But that's a good question of what you said. It's really similar to would you apply moisturiser on your face and wash it off straight after?
My people know that.
It's the same thing with toothpaste. Those ingredients, they need to sit on your teeth to do its work. If you're washing it off straight after, if you're rinsing your mouth out with water, you're going to wash it all off.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you. Thank
so we're doing
you.
a whole series with Dr. Serena Segal. Please do let us know where we can follow you on Instagram and TikTok.
So I'm on Instagram at The Foodie Dentist and TikTok at Dr. Serena Segal.
Amazing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and on TikTok at Dr. Vanita Rattan. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.